In this video, I'm testing and reviewing the best irons for mid-handicapped golfers. Now, in front of me here, I've got 6 sets. These have all been released this year, 2024. Got the Callaway Apex, AI 300, the Mizuno HotMetal Pro, the Taylormade P790, the Cobra Kingtec, the Ping i530s, and the Kirkland Signature. A lot of these irons are quite similar in design. Hollow-headed construction. There's a lot of chrome going on at the moment with iron styles, which I'm a big fan of, if I'm honest. And I'm going to test these golf clubs in a number of categories to find out which is the best. We're going to be looking at looks, feel, price, carry distance, and how many greens these irons would hit in a percentage. In each round, the winner will earn the most points. In last place, you'll earn the least points. So we get to a total number that I can share with you guys. And it's very, very interesting. I really enjoyed this test. In fact, these irons were some of the most enjoyable irons I've hit for an awfully long time. Really enjoyed it. Right, let's kick things off with looks. Okay, I'll be honest with you, this was fairly close because as you can see, a lot of them are quite similar looking. There's just personal preference on this. I understand my personal preference, not only aesthetically like this, how they look in the bag, how they look behind the golf ball, how they look from the top line, the blade length, all that's been taken into consideration. Effectively in last place is the Mizuno, the JPX. I think there's a lot going on with the iron compared to all the rest of the irons. There's a lot going on there. Next up would be the Cobra, the Kingtec. Nice looking, really nice looking. But they're up against a lot of other tough competitors. They're actually moving to the Kirkland Signature. Beautiful looking iron, really, really nice. Again, quite similar to others, but really, really gorgeous. Then the Callaway would get my 3rd place pick. Just quite simple, a little bit more going on, but nothing, not over the top. Again, really looks nice behind the golf ball. Then I'm going with the Ping i530. Gorgeous looking iron. Really, really, really nice. Certainly behind the golf ball, I think they've done a great job at making the top line not look as thick as it is. And in 1st place is the Taylormade P790. Clean, simple. I think they've got the head shape just absolutely nailed on. So that's why Taylormade for me gets the most points. Unfortunately, in that round, Mizuno gets the least. I'm going to do price next, which is obviously quite factual. I'm going to do it in a simple way. I'm going to do it in price per club, because some sets come from 3 iron to pitching wedge, or 4 iron to pitching wedge, or 5 iron to 9 iron. So we're going to do it on price per club, because that's a simpler way of being able to rank these irons when it comes down to price. So in last place, the most expensive irons are the Ping i530. Per club, £178 per club. In second to last place, it's a tie between the Callaway and the Taylormade, both at £171 per club. Then £164 per club is the Mizuno. Then moving into the Cobra is the second less expensive, the second cheapest, at £147 per club. But in number 1 spot by a mile, by a country mile, is the Kirkland Signature at £68 per club. For a full set of the Kirkland Signatures from 4 to pitching wedge, it's £480, compared to 5 to pitching wedge in the Pings is £1,069. I mean, you can get 2 sets of Kirkland Signature for the price of 1 set of the Pings, and you get extra clubs because it's 4 iron to pitching wedge in the Kirkland Signature. That's wild. That is crazy. Anyway, dead simple. Kirkland Signature definitely gets full marks for the price category. So then we move on to feel. And again, I loved testing these irons, I really did. I hit a lot of shots with all of the irons, and I kept rotating between the sets to make it a fair test. And also I could compare the irons to each other a little bit more as well. And I definitely could identify differences. Subtle differences, but differences. And again, this is subjective. But for me, the least favourite feeling iron, therefore gets the least amount of points in this section, is the Cobra. Just a little bit clunky, not as soft as the other sets, doesn't sound quite as good. Sound and feel are very much closely linked together. Second to last place was actually the Kirkland Signature. And I do like that set a lot. When they're in the mix with all of these other brands, they definitely stood out as being a little bit firmer off the face, just not as satisfying to hit. So unfortunately, as much as they were cheaper, they didn't feel quite as good as the other brands. Now this one was a real shock to me. In third to last place was the Taylormade P790s. And I didn't expect that one bit. But again, testing these golf clubs all together, you can sense little subtle differences, and they just didn't quite feel as good as the top 3 sets. I'm talking about the top 3 sets. In third place, so the third best feeling irons, were the Mizuno. I mean, that's their tagline, the whole strap line. Nothing feels as good as a Mizuno, and they felt really, really nice. However, in second place was the Callaway Apex AI 300s, like just really satisfying feel. And in first place was the Pings. Now Ping haven't been known for their feel of irons. These feel incredible, like absolutely incredible, hence why they get top marks in that category. But then we get into the nitty gritty. We test in distance, carry distance, and also basically dispersion. So how far right and left these irons were going. I didn't do green in regulation because these golf clubs, between them, all have slightly different loft makeups, and that affects the distance, it does. But I didn't want it therefore then to affect the green in regulation, because if it was a strong lofted club and it went further, brilliant. But then if they're missing the green because of that, it was going too long. I felt that was unfair to mark it down. So what I did, went on just distance, carry distance, and then also, if it was 15 yards right or left of the centre line, it was considered to be a straight shot. Anything outside of that, did not count. So let's go through the sets. The Mizuno. Loft, 28 degrees of a 7/9, so strong. Carry distance, 185 yards of carry distance, solid. 70% shot accuracy. I thought it was really solid, like 70-80% is really strong for a shot that's going 185 yards, so 70% with the Mizuno. The Callaway, again, 185 yards of carry distance. It's got 29 degrees of loft on, so 1 degree weaker than the Mizuno, but still had the same average carry distance. However, the Callaway had 100% shot accuracy. Every one of the shots that I hit in testing was going down the line, like really, really impressive. Then moving into the Cobra, loft-wise 29.5, so the weakest of the 3 so far. Carry distance 180 yards, again solid for a 7-iron, with a shot pattern of 90% that was straight. Solid, really solid. Taylormade P790, 30.5 degrees of loft, so actually the second weakest lofts. However, that didn't affect the total distance, or the carry distance, was still 184 yards. But the Taylormades, shockingly, only had a 60% shot accuracy. So only 60% of the shots actually found that kind of corridor of 15 yards right or left of the line. Again, this testing, this review of these clubs has really opened my eyes to a few things. Like, I think before this, I would have probably put Taylormade as being #1 in this category. From what I'm seeing, maybe it's not. Then we moved into the Ping i530s, 29 degrees of loft, gave me the most carry distance, 186 yards on average, and a 90% shot accuracy. Really, really solid. And last but not least, the Kirkland with 31 degrees of loft, so the weakest irons out of this set that we've got, these 6 different clubs. Average carry distance 181 yards with a shot accuracy of 90%. With all that being said, let's see what the numbers look like, and let's see what the chart is now saying for which is the best irons for mid-handicap golfers. In 6th place with 15 points was the Cobras. Just didn't shine in any area, really. Nothing more that needs to be said, if I'm honest with you. In 5th place was the Mizunos. I think these 2 sets probably dropped down a little bit on the looks. Again, that's personal opinion. I think performance was solid. The feel of the Cobra wasn't brilliant. the feel of Mizuno was really good. So unfortunately they're the bottom 2 sets in this test. In joint third place. This is a crazy, crazy shock. I didn't expect this. I mean, there might be uproar, carnage once this has been announced. In third place, the Taylormade P790s and the Kirkland signatures. Wild. I think for the Taylormade, got really high on looks, dropped down a little bit on price, but then did just kind of okay with everything else. Oddly enough, was not the most forgiving. So that's kind of knocked it down. If it was more forgiving, it would have been ranked even higher. And then the Kirkland signature, obviously ranked really high on price, ranked nicely on looks, weirdly quite low on feel, but then the performance was solid. Like lots of straight shots and nice distance. So crazy, crazy, crazy that those have tied in third place. In second place, so we've got left now the Callaway and the Ping. In second place is the Callaway Apex AI 300s. Kind of just did very nicely in every category. I do like the looks of these irons. I loved the feel of the Callaways. Second longest on distance, and then really, really good on accuracy. Like shot accuracy was 100%. Ranks down a little bit on price, but nothing crazy. So I think that's a fair second place. And in first place, the Ping i530. The longest iron in this test, definitely. One of the better feeling irons in this test. Price-wise, affected it. Price-wise, it dropped quite a bit because it's the most expensive. But overall, good distance, good shot accuracy, and just a very, very solid iron. However, just a bit pricey. I think that was really interesting. Really didn't expect that result. Certainly didn't expect maybe the Taylormade to go quite as low. I think if that was a better shot accuracy, that would have gone up the sliding scale and probably gone even first or second place. But I think everything else is fairly self-explanatory. Guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. We're trying to get 300,000 subscribers here on the HIT channel. I'll be doing more ranking of irons, different categories, before the end of the year. Guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Lots more to come, and we'll see you next time.